my favorite parts about Missouri Western is there's a great diversity of students. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of students who have amazing work ethics, and they're going to school, or they're working as well and going to school. Mm-hmm. And but I see a lot of students that live on campus as well. Missouri Western is really open to trying to help you figure out your goal. We're really big into applied learning. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of opportunities and encouragement to go out and do internships and job shadowings. And we try to think of ways where we can figure out, hey, how in our class can we have students engage in activities that are similar to what they're going to do in the workforce? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that just really helps students, not have to figure out how does this material that I'm learning right now fit in to my long-term goals. And so I really think the applied learning, the diversity of students from different places, different socioeconomic backgrounds. And I think we just have a lot of faculty who really care about the students and want to be there for them. And I think you'd see that out of a lot of schools, but maybe I'm biased right now. But I think just last night, I had a graduate student. The graduate ceremony was virtual. Mm-hmm. And so most graduate students had a family member hood them. But he asked if I would hood him. And so I drove to his family's house. I wore my mask. Mm-hmm. and hooded a former student of mine to get his master's. So, I just think developing relationships is really special. I think Missouri Western has a good offering of classes. I like to see most students, I think it's ideal to get up and get your classes done, between 8 and 2. I just think, so interesting note about Missouri Western, this year was our first year to go to a 4-day week. So it used to be that you had classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday. Most colleges do. But this year, so now you have classes either usually Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. So usually your classes might be 9:30 to 11, 11 to 12:30, 12:30 to 2, kind of in there. So I think ideally getting up, having 2 classes on one day, 3 classes on another, getting done by 2, and then having that time to maybe work another job, get involved on campus. We have great tutoring center. We have places to study, a Baker Fitness Center that you can, exercise at, but lots of other extracurricular activities. We have evening classes and afternoon, but I think most people concentrate better kind of in the morning. Fridays, we're still kind of getting used to what you do with Fridays, but there are opportunities. That's great to work. You could go job shadow, do internships as well. So that's really nice too, I think, for students just to know, hey, there's this whole day I could dedicate to a project or an internship or even some practicum hours. I was talking so the Kansas City Chiefs have come here for training camp to Missouri Western's campus. They didn't come last summer, obviously, but one of the members of the Chiefs staff told me he did 5 unpaid internships before he got his first job. And that's working in sport. I just think so many people want to work in sport. In my department, we have, there's quite a few different majors. The programs I've worked with the most are exercise science, recreation sport management, and a lot of those students, it's part of their coursework to get internships. And so, we like students to practice their soft skills and reaching out to people, and we give them ideas for contacts and work with them to do that. but they have to do that. They have to kind of make the ask themselves. We have a career center that helps with that. So it's any student who truly needs an internship can find one, especially with Kansas City so close, Platte City, there's enough places that they can. But I think sometimes, like anything, it's kind of hard to push yourself sometimes just to make those cold calls or get your resume ready. But once you start doing it and feel more comfortable, it's, you got to think about who's your network, right? And who knows who. And, if you were at Missouri Western and you had family, does any family know anybody in St. Joe? Or does anybody from your high school know people in St. Joe? And you'd be shocked at how sometimes those networks can build, and you could definitely find an internship.
What opportunities are available on campus for building leadership skills?
Well, we definitely have Greek life, which is, an option. There was this Barbara Strong Leadership Challenge. I think that's what it was called. I don't know if they had it this fall, and it was so neat. Students could take like a 1 credit hour class, and they would meet once a week and just have some amazing opportunity to hear speakers and do work. And so I was always impressed with that as well. So many of our majors that you get involved with have a student organization. And I kind of regret not doing that more as an undergrad. Like our nursing area, our nursing department has a student majors organization. Our physical therapy assistant has a student major. So I think that is really great, because once again, you'll get to know people in your major and have leadership opportunities as well. They're everywhere. I think it's that just breaking through and figuring out where do you want to devote your time. But I think, you've got your kind of service organizations, your social organizations, and your academic organizations. And so between all of those, I think there's a lot of opportunities to get involved and get to know people and be an officer in those ways.
The last question is, what kinds of hands-on or practical experiences do students have in or outside of the classroom?
Well, it is pretty neat to see. It really depends on the major. Like our social work students, our health information management students, our population health, they're all required to do internships for their degree of at least 100 hours. I think it's psychology they do as well, but it's not, or maybe not quite as many. You'd be shocked, most degree programs, especially in kind of professional studies, when you think about professional programs, nursing, social work, health and exercise science, recreation and sport management, they all have practical learning experiences as part of their classes. So it's kind of nice because you're taking a class and you're having an intern or applied learning experience you can put on your resume. The other initiative that Missouri Western started this year, and I don't know how it's going, but I think it has some potential, is where students can get one, you don't have to pay for it, but if you go volunteer 40 hours somewhere that they'll help you kind of locate this place, you can get 1 hour of college credit. So they're kind of trying, I think they want Missouri Western students to maybe kind of connect with the community more and know what it feels like to be, how service feels good and volunteering and learning from that. But then they also want to show the students we value their time. And so by giving back, they can actually get college credit hours for that.
That's great. Yeah.
I know. I think, it's just starting. I think it's taking a little while to get off the ground, but I think it could have some definite opportunities for students. I mean, it's hard sometimes to motivate yourself to volunteer, even though it's so rewarding, but if you know you're going to get maybe college credit, it might kind of push us a little more to do it.